Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I want to make this video to talk about my thoughts on us not being victims of narcissistic abuse. Were we targeted? Yes. Did the narcissist try to exploit you? Yes. But I don't like to look at the situation as a victim, and I'm going to explain why. We are survivors. We are survivors of narcissistic abuse, and that's how you will always hear me refer to it. And the reason being is because, this might be a hard reality, and it doesn't make it all our fault, but there was something inside of us that needed to be healed. There was something inside of us that allowed us to be able to not only attract the narcissist, but keep the narcissist around. Okay? Because just like narcissists have patterns, so do the people that typically fall for the narcissist. Usually, a person that gets into a narcissist grasp, usually they give people the benefit of the doubt too much. Sometimes a lot of those people may need help or need growth in the self-esteem department. They may typically be people that don't stand up for themselves as well. They may be people that have had a childhood abuse. So when you talk to the thousands, the millions of people actually that are affected by narcissistic abuse, but when you start talking to them, you start hearing similar traits within people that are survivors of the narcissistic abuse. Just like we have that whole cycle with narcissists from the beginning of the globe to the end of the globe. And their patterns as well, where they're love bombing people and then putting them down and then discarding them and then just going on this cycle over and over and over. So we weren't victims, but there were some things inside of us that needed to be fine-tuned and that needed to be strengthened so that we wouldn't be susceptible to these kinds of people again. Because anybody can attract a narcissist, but a healthier person will not keep them around very long. They just simply won't. Their boundaries will be too strong. Their self-love will be too high. And they will be able to listen to their inner voice, because that was a trait that I meant to say earlier. A lot of times, the people that fall into a narcissistic grasp is because they're not listening to their inner voice, or they're rationalizing themselves out of it and making excuses for the narcissist, which kind of ties into giving too much of a benefit of the doubt to people. So we're not victims. We're not. We needed to get healthier and stronger as well. And I really pray and hope that you have gotten healthier and strong after that narcissistic relationship. Because what's going to happen is you'll keep attracting narcissist after narcissist after narcissist. And the only thing that's changing is their face. And oftentimes, actually, what's changing is the magnitude or the level of that narcissism. You tend to continue to attract a worse narcissist, or things get more severe with each narcissistic relationship. It's the universe wanting you to get the point. And they're sending you a stronger message so that you can get it. And I don't even want to talk about the end of that, when we don't get it and we keep attracting the worst and the worst and the worst and the worst narcissist. That could cost you your life. So this is a serious topic. But I don't agree. Like, I listened to someone's channel on narcissistic abuse, and they had a lot of great things to say. I will say that. But what started to bother me about their channel was everything was a pity party, and everything was poor me, poor me. Everything was all the narcissist's fault. And it was just this whole euphoria of victimization. Honestly, there are things that I could look back on myself, early red flags that the Lakia today would see in a heartbeat and acknowledge in a heartbeat and not disregard. But back then, I wasn't in that place. But dealing with that person helped get me into that place, actually. It was very harsh, but that's what it took for me to get it. But I am not a victim. I am a survivor. And that is how I like that. This is just my suggestion, because otherwise, what is victimizing yourself going to get? We can acknowledge all the wrongs that they did without victimizing yourself. So, I just wanted to make that quick video to say my thoughts on that. On my channel is not going to be this woe is me, boo-hoo, and this victimization. That's not going to happen. I can clearly and certainly acknowledge the faults of the narcissist without making myself a victim. There were some things that I needed to learn and grow out of that horrible situation. And I was able to do it. Okay? Because if I were in a healthier state at the time, he would not have been able to do those things to me. It would not have gotten that far. Because I would have cut it off very quickly. Or he would have cut it off. Narcissists know who they could do these things to and who they can't. They'll test it to see. And if you keep passing those tests, that lets them know, okay, I can run all over this person. I can have my way with them, or they're so needy or desperate, or their self-esteem is so low, I can manipulate them, or they need a person so bad, they're going to take up with X, Y, and Z from me. All right, so there are reasons why you were able to not only attract a narcissist, because anybody can attract one, even a healthy person, but to keep the narcissist around and generally go through cycles. Because for me, it was 2 cycles in that relationship. Because no one usually just has that one cycle unless it's the healthy person. But the survivors in narcissistic abuse that have gone through that cycle at least once, it tends to happen at least again. And for other reasons that I'll get into in another video. There is a reason for that. A very logical one. But calling ourselves victims is just not even healthy. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. There are some things that you needed to learn and grow from. And you are now a survivor. You're a survivor of narcissistic abuse, not a victim. Let's stop victimizing ourselves. It's hard for me to even listen to this person's channel anymore because of all of the victimization. We're supposed to be taking our power back, not still giving it to them. We're not their victims. We are not their victims. All right, so I really hope that this sits well with you mentally, and I hope that you're in a place of just saying that you're a survivor and not further victimizing yourself like you're someone's prey. You are not. You just needed to learn some things that you didn't know, because if you knew, you would have stopped it, and it wouldn't have gone as far. And now you just want to take what you've learned and be able to put that into the practice moving forward, because you're going to attract more narcissists. You will. You will. But the healthier you become, they won't be able to stick around, and they won't want you. They won't want you. They will try, like I was trying to say, and they will try to test you with it, but they'll find that you don't pass their test, and they'll move on to someone else that can pass their test. So I really hope that you like this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. There will be more videos in regards to narcissism for sure. And until next time, take care.